Big up to all of you good people. I do hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you all finding the time to join this edition of the Blue Morning Show, specifically some transfer discussions and the match review. Match of which lots of us, a lot of people do not watch except for the highlights after the game. I did see a few the highlights of the goals, but not everything. Maybe later on the game will be available. The whole game will be available on the club's website. But despite the way, I appreciate you today. We'll talk about Parma. We'll talk about the possibility of the club signing any other players, and then we go into the match review. Probably use the numbers on the screen from Fort Mob to review the game. But more importantly, I do hope you're doing well, all doing well. I appreciate you all finding time to join. Because we still talk transfers, we use the transfer intro. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. 23 likes already. You people are absolute legends, and I appreciate you all. Without wasting much of your time, I'm going to say hello to all the good people in the chat. We're all like family now. I think I know each of you by your name. I know when you're new here, and that makes me very happy. And I have the first person in the house for a while. It looks like you're less busy these days. Usually, you're not the first to join, but I think it all comes down. Everything comes down to your schedule. He said, big up, coach. Big up to you too, Brianni Yahayo, aka 343 Dylama, aka Vivel FC, aka Contender FC, and now Jackson FC. I appreciate you finding the time to join, brother. And Francis Winters, big up. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well, Francis. Always nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. Smash the like button, people. 28 likes already. Let's try and get it to 100 as soon as possible, and that will go a long way for us. Let's see who else do we have here. We have big up to you two away with Julius. Nice to see you. By Rafinha, not Palma. I will take Palma anytime, any day over Rafinha. Rafinha is too one-dimensional for me. I've argued that before, but then again, I have to disclaimer. It is my opinion. In my opinion, I'll take Palma anytime, any day. I get it. People are concerned with that we're signing him, but if you do your research, I think he brings something different, something we're lacking. And I'm not too concerned about, you could say, lack of experience, as people say it. I think people, because we naturally people use experience interchangeably with someone's age. They think we don't. I think we have experience, and I get it. Some of them are still very young, but I think we'll be fine. I'm all here for it, because once we click forever. We're not going to be doing the wholesome change every 3 years or every 2 years anymore. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go along. We appreciate you all. We cannot get kudos. But these boards assign called Palma Heston. They have a reason why they did not sign Kudus. Maybe the manager didn't want him. I wanted Kudus myself. And as I've argued before, I did say, I've said something to the effect of, as much as Palma was never my first choice, but I'll take it. They have a reason why they've signed him. Joe Schultz knows him very well. But more importantly, the manager okayed the signing. That's all I care for, honestly. I just want us to do well. But Santiago Muno, nice to see you. Cole Palma starts on 19 matches, 1 assist. Mudryk much better with 17 assists, 2 assists. I get it, but Mudryk has started more than him, in my opinion, if you ask me. But maybe I need to take my time to look at the statistics. They're signing him because of his potential, not really what he's achieved at this point. But I get your point, and you have every right to be concerned. Good morning to you two, a lot of people. Believe me, your project will be done soon. It turns out because of the quality I'm trying to produce. It's not going to be as simple. It wasn't as simple as I thought it'd be, but you're in good hands. I know you know that. But more importantly, I hope you're doing well, brother. And if you, again, I think you have my phone number. You can always give me a call whenever you have time. Morning to you too, Santiago Muno. Much love to you, and I appreciate you always answering questions. You could argue that Fati better than Palmer. Well, that may well be the case, but it looks like Ansu Fati is going to join Brighton, and that's a shock twist right there. Morning to you too, Aka. I hope you're doing well, Mr. Aka. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Good afternoon to you, my good brother from another mother. Wow, I love that. Same here, brother. Much love to you. Again, I appreciate you becoming part of the Chelsea Perspective community and always available to, again, whenever time allows to participate. I think Rafinha is more good than Palmer. Well, I think we've gone past that now, and it doesn't look like we're going to make any more signings at this particular window. And big up, coach. Do you like Palmer news? I like him. Bill Antoniadis, I do like Palmer. He's a good player, but he wasn't my first choice. I was looking for a more experienced players. A more experienced player, but do we have experience within our ranks? I'd say yes, we have experience. So I'm not too concerned, really. I'm all for it. Up Blues says Sunday. Marinubu, nice to see you, Mr. Sunday. I appreciate you. And it looks like this is your first time here. If that's the case, please be sure to drop a like on the stream. Just enjoy yourself. Feel free. Just keep it civil. That's all we ask of you. Your opinion matters here. With what I have seen on Palmer, I will take him over Rafinha, even if he was available for me. I feel the same too. I have to be honest with you. I feel the same, and I'm not gonna lie. But let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Well done, Sunday. I appreciate you, Sunday. And if you don't mind, if you're in the chat, please do take a second to let us know where you are following us, where you're watching the show from. That will go a long way. Sincerely do appreciate you all finding the time to join. Good morning, Adebayo Makunju. I appreciate you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Makunju, I remember yesterday you saying you'd rather Palmer than what's his name? The kid from Lyon that looks like he's headed to PSG. Two quick questions. Yeah, shoot for it. I'm here. Has Mason Busto impressed anyone that needs a 2-year loan spell? Again, underdeveloped as a player. Here's the thing. I think we have all the 2 more experienced players ahead of him in the pecking order. Brea is ahead of him. Jackson is ahead of him. Kunku is ahead of him. So probably the club's decision, maybe he's still probably going to stay with the development team and then being called up every now and then to play in the first team. That's how I see it. He's not going to be a mainstay in the first team, in my opinion. That's just what I think. And Chelsea all the way, morning Coachila in the chat, morning to YouTube. But more importantly, a lot of people, Mr. My bro, I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Morning Coachila and chat. And just quick announcement, we'll be having a lot of, my in-laws will be back soon, and we'll be having a lot of members only shows, and also a lot more shows when that happens. It will be soon. I'm not going to give you a specific date. Morning to you too. Good morning, good afternoon, coach. Good morning to you, or afternoon wherever you are. It's morning for me. Walter or Moregbe, nice to see you. Why are you upset about the signing of Cole Palmer, folks? It is never about the purchase cost. For Chelsea, it is about the project. You can argue that, but I think from what I've seen at this transfer window, it is beyond the project. Players were signed. Some of them we could have used the money to sign 2 other players that are older. It's still about the project, but at the same time, we want to win now. We want to do well now. Secondly, why has Gallagher not been featured in any of the clubs or commercial or social media publications since the preseason? Have they released many? I don't think we've released many publications and commercials, and I think there's also a bit of an issue. I think the club wants him to put pen to paper for a new long-term contract, but I think he stays. I think they will figure that out. I'm not too worried. Let's see what happens. He's proven a lot of people wrong, including me, especially playing from a deeper position. But I still think he'd do better if he plays on the flanks, in my opinion. Big up to you too, Obi Madueke. I appreciate you joining one day. He says, big up Coachila and everyone on here. Palmer signing was a shocker, but I take him anytime, any day. He's a huge upgrade from Kai and Mount. Exactly. I was thinking that. He may be younger, but believe me, he has more in his locker room than those two, in my opinion. Yeah, that's how I see it. Yeah, that's up to you. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Following her from South Africa, Robin. Yeah, let's see that. Molimane. I appreciate you, my brother from the medieval land, and thank you for obliging. Thank you for listening to me, and yeah, telling me where you're following the show from. That goes a long way. Palmer is good on the pitch, but not so good off the pitch, according to reports from from Donna Hutchinson. Why he was sold, not so good off the pitch. What does that mean? The most important thing for me is to be good on the pitch, and at this age, yeah, he's still learning a lot. In terms of his behavior of the pitch, he's still a kid. He's still a teenager, in my opinion. So I don't care that much about his behavior of the pitch. As long as he's good on the pitch, that's the most important aspect of everything. He will get better. As he matures, he behaves better. If the concern is with regards to his behavior of the pitch. Let's see what else we have here. Rashi, nice to see you. Appreciate you all. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Mohamed Kudus was a real incident. No, that's just your opinion. Here's the thing. I'm here to support Chelsea Football Club. And they took their time to look at Mohamed Kudus and looked at Cole Palmer and decided Cole Palmer is a better option of the two. I'm going with it. It doesn't matter what I think. And I can scream from now to tomorrow. It will not change anything. And like I've said, I'm here to support my beloved Chelsea Football Club and not what anybody thinks. So yeah, I get it. I can give stack even. How about Rashi? I don't want to banter with you because you're my friend and I like you. But Amrabat rejected your club, by the way. Morning coach Tony Tiger says a big up chat. With the current injuries, do you see enough goals in the current squad? Yeah, I do see enough goals. And here's the thing. I think we have a manager who's, again, you can say what we have now. I see goals coming from multiple individuals and not from a single individual, because usually you have a problem. For instance, when again, if you have a traditional number 9, for instance, if you have a traditional number 9, which means typically when you get to the final third, the team seem to channel all their goal scoring opportunity through a single individual, which means when you stop that individual, the team will be frustrated. They will not get a chance to score too many goals. But the way we play, if you can see, if you've been paying attention, the goals will come up from multiple individuals, even from defenders, from the midfielders, and mainly the attackers. So if you stop anybody playing and occupying the number 9 position, we'll still be all right. And yeah, so I'm not too concerned really, and I don't think you should be. I think we'll win good hands, and I think we'll be fine. And good thing, it's not like Nkunku will be out for 1,000 years. Welcome to the world of Enzo. The goal shackles have been broken. Let's go! I agree with you. That's you could say the first of many that will come from Enzo. Enzo carries goal threat, and if you knew him before he joined Chelsea. He's had it in him. He's a good set piece taker. Maybe all he needed was just that goal. He could have scored 2 yesterday from the highlights, actually. But that's, by the way, he scored his first goal, and I'm happy for him. Good afternoon, you guys. Good afternoon to you too. Casamaya, is that Casamaya Experience? I appreciate you joining. Coach, if it's about winning today, winning trophies now, we'd have signed Kudus and Osimhen. No, that is just your opinion. Honestly, I think we're just underrating what Jackson is capable of doing. And as I've said, in my opinion, if you ask me, I'm into us. You can say having a team where we don't play with a stereotypical number 9. For instance, if we have a number 9 like Cole, I'd be happy to. Because he's capable of participating in the play and creating goal scoring chances for his teammates. That's the sort of number 9 we're looking for. And believe me, we're good. I get it. We don't have to have a cement before we're able to win the trophy. And if you ask me, Osimhen, in my opinion, it's not Pochettino's type of number nine. I will tell you that. As good as he is, as much as I like to, you can say, to hype him because he's my fellow countryman, but overall, he's good. He's an excellent number nine. But in my opinion, not Pochettino's type of number nine, if you ask me. We don't have to sign those players before it means we're going to win. The manager has, again, approaches things differently. We just see some certain players and we think that player suits the way the manager likes to approach the game. But the manager himself, he has other plans. It's about the project. It's a long-term project. It's a long-term project, but at the same time, they know we have to sign certain players to do well. And that's why we spent how much we spent on players for instance, what's his name? Moises Caicedo, Romeo Lavia, Enzo Fernandez. Those aren't cheap signings. Those are not project signings, honestly. I get it, they're young, but they have experience. They're excellent, really. And we're walking to, again, there's sadly a team in the world that won't take them. Following from Germany, yes, I remember my bro, Obi Madueke. I appreciate you telling us where you're following the show from. Please sign Palmer. It's a swapping deal. It's done, Chinaweze. It's not a swap deal, not in any way. Coachila, but it was claimed we didn't want to sign Turkey because of his attitude, and even younger than Palmer. Make that make sense. Here's the thing: the day we talked about the rumors emerged that Chelsea were reluctant to push for the signing of Turkey. I did say that sounds like absolute nonsense. It's just people, the Twitter journalists, are making up some nonsense and saying, knowing that people will fall for it or suck up to it, take it and run with it. I didn't believe that in the first place. I think we wanted Turkey, but probably Turkey is one, you can say, one of the players we were looking at, but not a priority. So these things take time. And remember, we have a board in place. We have a good structure in place. Everybody, you can say, they come together, take a look at the player we want to sign, decide with the manager who will fit the most, again, who will be the, you can say, the most suitable for the manager's preferred approach to football. That's how I see it. I didn't believe that, but that's me. Maybe you believe it, but me, I don't. Honestly, Jerry, one thing he says, one thing that I like about this young player that Chelsea just signed, he always knows how to guide his ball, and that is the good thing of a player, and he can reveal it very well. And Felix, nice to see you. I appreciate you for that contribution there. Keep smashing the like button, people. 45 likes. Let's get it to 100 as soon as possible. I appreciate you all. Maybe I need a reminder as usual. So much. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom soon. But please help me to confirm if there's another signing to come. We'll talk about that in a bit. Just stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Hi, Coach. Today, it's a day of the Champions League group stage draw. Yep, maybe I'll do a show on the other channel. I don't know yet. It depends on my schedule. We're supposed to do the second edition of the Blue Alliance show, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen today because Ankit himself, he had a plan to do a live show, the UEFA Champions League live show. Big up to everyone besides Nizaki Sela. Glenn 10, much love to you too, brother. You know I love you so much. I hope you're doing well. I agree. Osimhen, not fit for a current shape. He looks more like a Mourinho type of number 9. You speak my mind. But first of all, that's correct. He's Mourinho is a typical number 9. Big up to you to Santiago again, Eugene. I hope you're doing well. They want a creative player, but these board sign a shooter like Palmer. He's creative too, and there's more to his game. And he's young. I think he gets better. Under Palmer, we're finished. I don't agree with you. That is just your opinion. In terms of being best club in the world, that is just your opinion. Honestly, I'm not too concerned. I think we're good. I think we do better than a lot of people expect us to do. But I get it where you're coming from. More random players. Chelsea have offered 21 million add-ons for Gabriel. Gabriel Moscado. He would stay with Corinthians until June 2024. So we're planning to dominate in the long run. I get it. We're planning for now, but also we're planning for the future. Palmer is a good player. We need We need him at Chelsea. I think we need him. He brings something different. He's a fine player. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Chelsea will be the best team ever. Yep, soon. But now, no, it will take a while. But I think we'll do better than a lot of people expect us to do. And Wally Waldo, nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join. It's been a minute, and I hope you're doing well. Please do let me know. Why not go for answer for T instead of Palmer? Makes zero sense. What's the Palmer actually done to make him worth 15 million? I think it's 45 million.
I disagree.
Yeah, 45 million pounds in total, and I think the player is a fine player. And something I want to say quickly is this: Ansu Fati, it doesn't look like Barcelona want to sell him. He will, I think, most likely join what's his name? Join Brighton on loan with no option to buy. So it doesn't look like they want to sell him. And if they want to sell him, he's going to be much more costlier. I really wanted to watch yesterday's game to see how good Leslie Gochiko is. Did you get to see the game? How do you rate him? I think we'll use numbers on the screen to do that. I think if people watch the game, I'd be shocked how they were able to do that. Even on ESPN, I was watching numbers. Because Ansu Fati is injury prone. That's another thing you have to say. Santiago. Happy 66 Independent Day to Malaysia. To all Malaysian brothers, happy 66 Independent Day. Wow, that's Malaysia's that old? Wow, okay. Enjoy and can celebrate, and please drink, but drink responsibly. I don't rate a Palmer at all, but I rate him. I don't care how many games he's played, but when you watch him play, you know there's a talent there. And the area where he's got to play, even if he's not playing, again, I think Chukwuemeka can play there. I think we have other players that can also fulfill that play. But the good thing is that he can play across all across all the attacking area. He can play on the left, right, and centrally as a 10. Ansu Fati is an injury-prone player. A lot of people think so. JC, big up to you too, brother. I'm well. I can complain. I hope you're well too. Thank you for joining. I hope he goes well in Europe for Scottish teams. I hope so. 113 watching, 124 right now, and 45 likes. Not good enough. Damage the like button, people. Keep doing it. I appreciate you all joining. The poet Sanchez doing the WWE super punch. I think that was an excellent punch. Actually, he was just unlucky because he deflected the ball, which means he got the ball even before his body touched the man. I'm not sure why that was given as a penalty. This is a racketeering. We buy every good player. Yeah, we are monopolizing the purchase of players, maybe, or the good players. Big up to you, Kishan. I appreciate you joining. Palmer was about to break out for Man City. Yep, I'm not sure they will be happy to sell him. According to Sky Sports, it is 45 plus. Everything I've seen is 40 plus. So, but even at 50, I think he's fine. He's an English talent too, which the tax is there. Fab tweet: Chelsea have presented a formal bid to Corinthians for 2005 bond top talent Gabriel is at Mercado. If it's a good talent, let's get him. Chelsea will be the biggest product ever soon, bigger than Real Madrid and Barcelona. You can see how every good young talent picks us over them. That's something a lot of people don't give us credit for. That's your opinion. I get it, and I respect that, really. Okay, let's go to the panel. I'm going to get to the... Let me just say hello to those of you that I haven't said hello to. And SK, what's that name there? Anokia TV. I am wondering why Chelsea sends Angelo on loan and it's buying Palmer. Palmer is more dynamic. Angelo is a bit more dimensional. Palmer for 45 million, I don't see much difference. No, there's a lot of difference there. If you know the two players very well, honestly. Watching him, okay, not special at all. Palmer is a winger. No, he's way better than, from what I've seen, I think he'd do better than Havertz, in my opinion. I get it. Here's something people do subconsciously. He's lanky. If you look at him, he's lanky, and I think he's a bit taller than Havertz. Correct me if I'm wrong. They have the same body type, and plus his face. If you look at him, you get a bit of that Havertz vibe. But in terms of how they, you can say, apply themselves on the pitch, he looks as more confident than Havertz now. I think they differ as players. They apply themselves differently. but it's easy. It's a subconscious thing, something that happens to people. Should have kept Angelo and Chelsea instead of getting Palmer. They differ. Palmer is more dynamic in my opinion, but Angelo has something he does differently. I think I know the two players who would very well to do. Again, present a good comparison of the two. That was a dubious penalty against Chelsea. Yep, Sanchez clearly punched the ball and followed through. Yep, I'd say that. And the God of Frogs, this transfer window has been terrible. No, it has been. It's been the best transfer window for us for a while now, in my opinion. But you are entitled to your opinion. This transfer window has been terrible. You think? Okay, let's see. If Palmer is 42 of 40 plus 5, if anyone wants Gallagher, that would be 17 million. Yep, at least. Thank you and a good day. Yep, keep it as simple as that. But I don't think Gallagher leaves right now. He's established himself. And the most important thing for the club is that I think Gallagher wants to stay. That is a very important to them. And Steven says, what is wrong with our board? Why go for Cole Palmer when we could have gone up for so many other wingers out there? Angelo Gabriel is different. And yes, then everything comes down to what the manager wants, Mr. Steven, if you don't mind. Let's see what else we have here. They don't have a proper plan for Angelo. Loan him to Strasbourg when Patrick Vieira using a 3-5-2. It doesn't make sense. That is some comment right there. How can we spend this big year after year and end up with zero proven world-class players? I think I get your argument, but that's just your opinion. I think we'll be fine. Remember, I told you that God of Frogs, my friend. It's actually a sickening. Wow. Some comments right there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Palmer has the potential to be a good player. He's already a good player, in my opinion, maybe to be world class. City didn't want him to leave. Yep, they never wanted him to leave. Probably he told them he wants to leave. Potential not proven. Wow. Let's say Palmer is a good player. Chelsea need, and he's a player. He brings something different to the table, in my opinion. Let's see. People don't watch Palmer and want to attack the kid. He's a Chelsea player now, and you cannot change that. And can you please at least support him? Angelo had good link-up play with Jackson. Yeah, I don't think Palmer will be that good with link-up play with Jackson. That is just your opinion. How many games did Angelo play with Jackson, actually? Here's the thing. But we will be good. Remember, I told you that Wally Wodo, my bro. We will be good. Screw these dirty brown envelope beaches. Let's have it right. I agree with you. They've done us a dirty several occasions this window. I'm gonna come to you quickly, then I'll be highlighting. And to every other person that I haven't said hello to in the chat, we have Prince Moaz. Hello to you. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you. I rate him. If his name is whatever you say there. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. I'm going to come to you, to Beho. Let's start addressing the items we have because Palmer isn't the first item here. The first item we have here is Mauricio Pochettino is open to keeping young duo Bashir Humphreys and Mason Bostow in senior squad after they impress in preseason, but late decision could be made to further their development on loan in the championship. I think it will not be helpful in any way to keep Mason Bostow. It will be a risk because he's probably the last in the pecking order after Jackson. What's his name? After Jackson, you have Nkunku who can play in the number 9 position. You also have the guy that just returned from the injury. There's still
Connie?
No, Amanda Broya. Amanda Broya. Bostow is a 9, isn't he? Or Bostow, I don't know how you pronounce it. So I think he probably, if he stays, he'll probably be alternating between the youth side and the senior side. That's how I see it. But I'm not concerned. I knew probably won't be signing too many players right now. Chances are we're not going to sign any player for the senior side. But you go ahead. If you're there, Tobeho, what do you make of this news? Or you don't have much to say about that?
To be honest, I'm going to say a few things. Mm-hmm. First of all, if really Pochettino rated Humphreys, we shouldn't have signed Axel Disasi. So I don't think this thing makes sense. why this article saying that he read Humphreys, but we signed Disasi? Does it make sense?
How about the fact that Chalobah looks like he's gonna leave?
Or, but again, if Chalaba leaves, and then you still have Disasi, you have Thiago Silva, who's playing at the moment. Barishil is coming back also. Do you think this kid will get a chance? I don't think so, coach.
Maybe not enough to continue developing properly.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be honest, I rather see him going on loan, same as Mason Bestro, whether he goes on loan and then or stay in development and then he can just fill in terms of cup games and stuff. Good, I don't mind that. But in terms of Humphries, I said it before. If Chelsea were that smart, they should have signed any centre back and let this kid goes plays. But at the same time, I think maybe Pochettino needed an experienced players in his team, and then Disasi was the right fit for the team. So I don't want to complain. At the end of the day, we love our common boys, but they all won't make it. We have to accept that.
Yeah. Roger. Bonjour. Gracias. Konnichiwa. What is my missing? Hola. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, I think I covered everything, but I know you'd come up with one. But Roger, by the way, you have anything to add to this one? But more importantly, I'm glad you're better now. I was happy to see one recover. We're humans, so every now and then we go through such situations, but I'm happy. It looks like you feel better. You have anything to add to this one, or should we just move on?
I do actually. Sawadee as they say in Thailand.
What language is that?
Thai.
That one.
Also, what happened to Aloha?
Oh, Thailand. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
what happened to Aloha? Come on, one of the.
Oh yeah, I didn't say. But Aloha is Hawaiian. Is that a language on its own?
Yeah, of course it is.
Does Hawaii have its own language? I didn't know that.
Yeah, very much so.
Hawaiians do have their own language. Okay.
Yeah, they're indigenous people originally.
So, I see. Oh,
coach, have you not been to Hawaii? It's one of the beautiful.
We learn everything, man.
Coach, it's beautiful. But listen, Tabeho, always a pleasure as always, both of you gentlemen. The one thing I have to say with what you said, Tabeho, is don't forget we're relying heavily on a 39-year-old. 38 and 0.10. He's close to being 39. Silva, any moment, could pull a muscle or something. Listen, I'm not being negative. I'm just being realistic. So you have to look at that also. So we need depth, even though we're not in Europe. There, in case you hadn't noticed, we've been pretty thin across the board. Out of the 6 centre backs, we're already down 2. So, but I get your point though. It's valid, Tabeho. But then again, under the premise of we have to rely on a 39-year-old, because if something happens to him, God forbid, guess what? We're in deep doo-doo.
Indeed. I think I do agree with you. I think maybe that's the reason why probably Humphreys stays. Thiago Silva, he will playing, but I don't think he'll be playing too much. Not because he's not good, but probably the club, we need to rest him before he gets injured. We need him to stay fit in games where we need him to help lead the back line. That's how I see it. Isn't Broya back? He's back.
Yeah,
he has a program to follow. He's not gonna, you can say, accelerate his recovery.
He's probably a month away, coach, realistically.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, to be fully fit. But he's getting better. Let's see. Palmer is a Chelsea player now. Let's support him. Shocking Cucurella got bruised when it's when his name was read out. I don't think that's okay. Yeah, I don't think that's okay. Really, honestly, I'd take him over bench.
These fans are so I don't get this fan base at all.
Their behavior is shocking. Honestly, I would take Cucurella over Benchirol. I get Benchirol has a goal threat, but that's me.
No. And I agree with you, because I agree with you on what you say about Chilwell. The fact that he doesn't progress the ball, it's so blatant, and it's frustrating. I get it, but my only thing with Cucurella is, and you're right, gentlemen. I mean, that's shameful for him to be booed. You know,
Yeah.
it's not his reason for him to receive that price tag. He has nothing to do with it. It's beyond his control. Because that's the
and last
major.
season wasn't the season to judge him by.
No,
Even last
exactly.
season, actually, he was one of the best players we had, actually, especially against Dortmund and some
Right.
other games where he did quite well. But
Yeah, but
unfortunately.
my thing with him is like you don't like the way, and I agree with you. I don't like the way he doesn't. I mean, he meaning Chilwell doesn't progress the ball. He's just, the last game he played, the first half. I will give you some stats, Coach. I wrote this down. He had 11 possessions in the first half. 8 of them he passed back. One of them he attempted to pass the ball. Cross the ball. He failed. The other time he successfully crossed the ball, and he had one lateral pass, meaning it wasn't forward, it wasn't backwards. So that's 8 out of 11 backward passes. That's pathetic.
So you have a Chilwell spreadsheet now.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it was so blatant. I had to.
That's the thing. I don't get why can't people have the same energy they have for Cucurella for Chilwell?
But my thing with Cucurella is that he goes wandering and he's not disciplined. He's all over the place, and it costs us.
Even a 2-year-old could look at the pitch and say there's a lot of space in behind Cucurella.
It's not just that.
So
he wanders on the right. He lacks discipline.
You can say he follows the ball like a primary school kid.
We've all seen those games. You got 20 kids around the ball.
Yeah,
like it's
if the ball goes to the left, everybody's there.
We have to take into account last season. We had Graham Potter and Frank Lampard.
I agree.
And he had a bunch of other stuff going on, like outside of the club, and then
common excuse from our Spanish players.
And then he comes into work, and then he has to deal with everything that's going on. So I feel like it was going to take a while for him to adjust, anyways.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, last year was an anomaly, wasn't it? It was horrible. Yeah. So I totally agree. Listen, I'm actually backing your argument against me, but I'm just saying, though, it's his lack of discipline that I find more disturbing than Chilwell's lack of progression.
Issue. But here's one thing. Here's one thing, Roger, just quickly. Yeah. If you play him in the wing back role, he's not going to get you too many goals, but he will create lots of chances. That's his own. He puts lots of good balls into the box. If they had a good striker at Brighton when he was there before we signed him, he'd have the top number of assists in the league. Honestly, his numbers then, how many good balls he put inside the box, but they were awful in terms of putting away chances at the time. But that's, by the way, let's keep those in the chat, the microphone, so we catch up with them and switch to the next item. And the question which asks the question, are you happy? I'm missing the word "you" there, but I think people understood. People understand the question even without you can say. You missing there. YOU. Are you happy with Chelsea signing Palmer? 66% says yes, and 34% says no, and that's 29 votes in total. That's a good sample size, in my opinion. I think more people will end up saying yeah, they're happy. It's not gonna happen. I don't think leaves Chelsea. I think if Chelsea, the only thing that will push Chelsea to sell him if he refuses to put pen to paper for a new contract. And I'm not sure how long, his current contract when it expires, if they still have
but coach,
even
I know as a Chelsea fan right now, I want Kanagaruka to stay. But again, same as Cole Palmer, if Spurs or another team making a good offer, will Chelsea reject that offer? I don't think so.
If the manager really wants to keep him, Chelsea will reject the offer. Yes, then you could say Chelsea haven't sold him now, and that's because the manager likes him. Honestly,
I think Conor Gallagher is the one that controls his future. If he doesn't want to go anywhere, he's not going anywhere. Period.
Yeah, he's shown he wants to stay. He's shown commitment on the pitch, and he's improving game by game. So the club are paying attention to that. The only thing that will get the club to sell him, like Roger just said, let me do a tap in, but I'm onside.
No way. Flags up, coach.
If Gallagher says he wants to leave, I think I've sensed that from the new owners. The moment the player that shows any sign of leaving, any intent, again, to a certain measure that they want to leave, they sack the player like this. They want full commitment, and Gallagher has that. If Chelsea really want to sell him, Gallagher would have been sold by now. Gallagher would have been sold even before Mason Mount, in my opinion.
You know what, coach? I said it before. I hope Chelsea will reject any offer from any team for Conor Gallagher. Also, Pochettino rates him, so I don't want to piss off our coach right now because he's so important player for Chelsea at the moment, and he improved massively. So I don't want him to go.
I don't think he goes. And you and I, we know, we all know that if a manager can get Gallagher to become one of the best players, become an excellent player, it would be Pochettino. No other manager can. And the player himself knows that. He did say that before preseason. He wants to stay and work on that, quote unquote, or again, on that Mauricio Pochettino. He's a smart kid, and we've always said that he's not going to leave. He's a smart kid. He wants to stay. And had Mason Mount stayed, believe me, he'd become better. Because if you remember my argument for Mason Mount, my argument has never been at any time been that he's not good enough or he's the worst player at Chelsea or the best player at Chelsea. My argument has always been he's not been coached well, and it looks like he went to United with the mindset of he's an established player, and they signed him as an established player, forgetting he has a lot to learn even at his age, especially since he's not been coached properly for a while now. But that's just by the way. Yeah.
Coach, you know the one thing I've noticed about him, he's able to receive the ball with both feet now, and he does so on the turn. He's a very different player. I watched the Wimbledon game already, and he bossed the game.
And you have to say, more importantly, confidence.
Yeah, he doesn't look like the same player he was last year, not at all. Which is, you've got to give credit to him and the coaching staff, because they've obviously worked on something, because it's very noticeable how much he's improved on receiving the ball.
Yeah, I really do like him, and I'm happy he's improving. And look, JC here, let's give those in the chat the microphone. I'll try to get to the very bottom because we're switching. We're going to switch a topic, so I'm going to switch. Again, I'm going to get to the very bottom after I catch a few items we have there. The Sassi made another error yesterday and was saved by Cowell. This is averaging 1.2 errors per game. Two things. The Sassi is used to playing centrally before he joined us. But now I get it. He's able to play in the right back position, in the full back position. But now he plays to the right. And I've said this before. The Sassi shouldn't actually. Again, had Chalobah been ready, the Sassi would have only gotten the chance to play in the cup game now, in my opinion, and not too many games. Except if the manager is fielding him because of his height and let's say his build and total, because he can be physical if he wants to. I think he'll be fine. I knew him before he joined us. I think he'll be all right in my opinion. I'm not too concerned, but yeah, that's a good observation right there. By the way, the reason why City got rid of Palmer is because they signed who? Dogs? I don't know who that is. Doku. You're saying? I'm not saying they got rid of him. They wanted to.
They didn't get rid of him. People are just creating narratives like this.
He's pure profit. He's exactly the same reason. Like if you listen to ESPN, you listen to them, they're saying, well, obviously they didn't want him. I'm like, they bring such a negative connotation when Chelsea buy a player, but when Liverpool buy a player, it's like they got a great player. So listen, the reason why that he was sold is primarily because of the lack, the huge depth that they've acquired.
And probably because the kid wants to start and he wants to go too.
Yeah, and more importantly, he's pure net profit for them. They've spent a fortune. They have to. You can't turn down a certain amount of, just like Chelsea have. You can't turn down money for pure net, academy players, because it's not amateurized. It's pure net. It's that simple, and that's the way the game's progressing. They've been spending big also, and to do so, they have to balance their books.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Let's give those the microphone, and this time we're gonna get to the very bottom. Players get injured, nothing wrong. Get injured, nothing wrong with having 5 defenders. What if Liverpool gets injured? Yeah, I think I agree with you. And Glenn 10. In my honest opinion, it's absurd. We send out the likes of Angelo. Here's the thing: Angelo differs, and I will keep giving what we have. Honestly, I will keep what's his name? I would take Palmer over Angelo because we need a 10, and Angelo cannot play in the 10 position. Kasade and keep these guys. Kasade plays in a different position.
Yeah.
But I understand your opinion. It can be frustrating sometimes when you take your time to look at it. And I think actually we could have still kept Angelo and have Palmer because we lack numbers in the we don't have too many wingers right now.
Did anyone watch Palmer play for England in the under-21s?
I bet they didn't.
I've seen again. None of them. I think a lot of people don't know him that well.
I watched every game, obviously, that England play. And let me tell you, he stood out.
Yeah.
He was a great player for England.
Palmer is a special player.
He is.
And here's the thing. Plus, I get it. And another thing we signed him is he's capable of playing across the attack.
Yeah.
Left, right, middle. That's
he's
fine.
Clinical too. He's technical and he's clinical.
Yeah, I have seen a lot of talent. Bosto doesn't meet the eye, nor does he impress in games. Atrocious player, cannot run with the ball, cannot beat his man, and is positionally awful. But he's still very young. I think he can improve in that aspect. The Sassi, Colwell, but Sheila Silva, if Chalobah leaves, then keep Humphreys. Yep, I think if Chalobah leaves, certainly Humphreys stays. There will be a day when Roger comes on the show, busting out of busting out of the is that Klingon language.
That's
because
funny.
He speaks literally every language. Every time I think I've covered the ground, he comes up with something new. I would rather promote another striker from the under 21s. I don't fancy that Buster Kid one bit. Again, you forget how we operate here, bro. You have to say in your opinion, but you started by saying I would rather. So the disclaimer is there. Big up, Chelsea Mitchell boy. I nearly skipped your comment because I don't like you, and I'm quite sure you know that fully well. But Mitchell boy, please go check out his channel. Mitchell is getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. Let's help him get there as soon as possible. So please go check out his YouTube channel. Click the 3 dots to his name. Go to his channel and subscribe. The way this seems to be unfolding, I rate Chalobah and the Sassi. It's just 4 games, but we have seen at least one error per game from the Sassi, and majority ended in us conceding. Here's the thing: I'm going to say what I said before again, but you make perfect sense, honestly. The truth is, this is his preseason. The games we're playing now, and that's probably why he got to play yesterday. These games are his preseason games, in my opinion. Let's see. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. We have to switch topic soon. Just saying hello to him there. The Chelsea supporters trust. Okay, delighted to announce that Chelsea supporters are visiting Stamford Bridge this season will be able to visit the over the line mental health hub at selected match days. Okay, I'm not sure what to make of that information there, but okay. You think we'll go back to João Felix? No, I don't see that happening. He said openly he wants to join Barcelona. I don't see us actually signing any more players. Yeah, you better move on. In fact, Christian Chilwell loses the ball the same as nobody says a word. Wow. Here's the thing. Everybody just gives every other panelist kudos except me, Coachila. I don't like you anymore. Just go away. It's a shame. It's shameful how the fans booed Cucurella. I don't think they should. Cucurella actually are 2 completely different type of players, but I'd rather play Cucurella in that advanced role because whether you defend deep or not, he still be effective and actually put small balls into the box than Chilwell does. Defensively, I would choose Chilwell. That's how I see it. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. Roger, I respect your view on Cucurella. If Chilwell performs like Cucurella, which he's done, will he be booed? Possibly not. As much as I like to be objective, I think because you have more locals in the game during the games, I think that's a bit of you can say, how do I say it?
Bias.
Sorry?
Bias, plain and simple.
Bias, yeah. There's a bit of bias with regards to how they react to player performances. Sometimes I'm not going to go to the extent of mentioning nationality, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say here.
I think it's valid.
Yeah, sometimes it takes them. Depends who you are. For some people, it will take some awful performance before they boo you. It depends on who you are.
Yeah.
But if you're an outsider, it is like this, and you're in trouble. But yeah, but I understand where you're coming from. But sometimes we don't just bring it up that way, so we don't cause issues. Chelsea, all the way. Yeah, go ahead.
To be honest, we as Chelsea fans, we all know that Ben Chilwell and Marco Corella are not good defensively. So I think we should just stop being biased. Coach, you're saying what?
I'm saying one is better defensively, and the other is, you can say, better in terms of his ability to progress the ball.
Yes, but overall, each one of them, they have their own mistakes or one deficiency. So all I can say, no matter what, it's so hard to get a fullback that can do both things at this time. So this thing of saying this one is a bum and what, it's annoying, coach. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's oh, you're sorry? Better be.
Wow.
What do we do with Kopama? I don't understand. He can play on the flank. We don't have enough wingers, and he can also play as a 10. Let me just.
He's a backup goalkeeper.
Yeah, and he can also be a goalkeeper.
This is the mindset of fans. Why does he pray it doesn't work out?
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, did I leave anything out there? Cucurella, best performances I recall from Getafe. Some called Getafe anti-football, and Cucurella was a trademark of that system, flying with his open air and jumping onto opponents. Wow. Okay. His thing, I think Cucurella on his day. I think he's a fine defender. If you understand that he's a sweeper defender, that's the language I like to use. But somebody has to always pay attention to the spaces he leaves them behind. But offensively, he's excellent. And also he's excellent at finding passing lanes where you don't know one exists. And he often keeps it on the carpet. But he's not perfect. Ben Chilwell isn't perfect, but I'll take him over Ben Chilwell. But that's just me. I'm going to catch up with every other thing we have here, and we have to scroll to the very bottom, unfortunately. Jata, blue is the color. I appreciate you saying that. And I've read some of your comments. I'm going to get to the very bottom so we can switch topic. Gallagher is better than Mason Mount, in my opinion. I'd say the same too, honestly. For a player with no league experience, you think he doesn't have league experience?
What? He played 14 games last season? I'm pretty sure.
And none of
they don't know. They're not looking it up.
Badly. But Gallagher's position could change. I think it will. And Gallagher will be more effective further forward, closer to the final third. He has eyes for goal. Kishan, sorry, were you saying something?
Nah, it's just appalling how people don't know anything about these players, yet they have so much to say about it.
Take a chill pill, man. You
like, it just bugs me. Like,
I know.
You clearly don't watch the guy. You clearly never watched him.
Yeah,
saying all that stuff, but yet you're coming out with chest and saying, "Oh, he's this and that." Like,
And I think this is a delicious comment from Adebayo Mark and Jew. But Gallagher's position, at least that's me thinking, because I think the same too.
They probably think he's right-footed, right?
Sorry?
They think he's right-footed.
Yeah, probably.
But Gallagher's position could change when Lavia, Casado are fully integrated, and he doesn't. Okay, his playing time is diminished. I don't think his playing time will diminish. I think he gets to play. And if he continues, chances are he will be undroppable. Because there's so much, again, he brings to this team. You can say energy-wise, you can say commitment-wise, he's on another level than others. I can't believe I'm saying this either myself. Roger will probably in his mind saying, "Shame on you, coach." Gallagher did not bust again. At best, he was average. That is just your opinion. Let's see what else we have here. And Roger for saying he bust again, it's also Roger's opinion. But we'll look at the numbers. The numbers will tell us everything we need to know. The blue tiff again. Yeah. He comes with the fight. He says, "I turn my back for 5 minutes, and everyone now in love with Gallagher in the Chelsea perspective or the Chelsea defective. A big up coach and panel. I hate you, man. And I'm sure you know that quite well. You're everywhere. You're lukewarm in terms of when it comes to talking about Gallagher. Matthew Lee or Lee Benjamin, nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join. I'll say hello to a few people in the chat, and we'll switch in topics as soon as possible. Let's see. Yeah, Anton Bez is still not settled. Oh, yeah, you could say that and say it louder. Rhys James Kingdom Palmer is a supreme talent. Thank you for saying that. At least somebody likes him. Where will he fit? At 10. He can play at 10. He can play on the flanks. We don't have numbers in terms of wingers. We don't have numbers. And we're being strategic about it. We saw in the news or in the media that we wanted a player capable of playing essentially on the flanks, and we got ourselves one. Yeah, so he can play on the left, on the right. So essentially, so there will always be a place for him. So I'm not too concerned about that question. Maritai, big up, guys. I think CFC could have bought only one player as an addition. Then we watch at those. Okay. Get into another season. Yeah, I think I agree with you if I understand that. Rashitan, that sounds he sounds jealous. He may well be. Metafesdom, nice to see you, brother. I'm gonna scroll past quite a lot because except if I see anybody I haven't said hello to. A DJ, big up to you too, brother. Much love to you. I appreciate you joining. Anything else to address here? And this is from Ronald. He said Palmer is good, but we need number 9 to help Jackson. Mwima, let's see what the club does, but I don't think we're bringing in any other signing here. Metafesdom says if MJ picks up an injury, we are done. I don't think so. Hopefully Nkunku gets back soon before anything happens, and the Broya comes back enough. And my bro, my Pogba, appreciate you always supporting the channel. I cannot thank you enough. Did you think we need to sign one more striker? Honestly, if I'm being honest, we cannot sign one more striker because Nkunku is out. And do I think Mauricio Pochettino will go for the sort of striker people are pushing for him to sign? I'd say no. Unfortunately, we've had 3 managers in a row that never, again, you can see if you look at their history, not used to playing with your stereotypical number 9s. They always want complete number 9s. But unfortunately, I don't know how people come to that conclusion. As long as you're not, they want you to be a number 9 that not capable of dropping deep and participating in the play or able to play on the flanks, then you're the number 9 they want for the team. Well, I don't know why that is the case. I just do not know why. Let's say, for instance, if Jackson isn't capable of dropping deep and participating in the play or capable of playing on the flanks or not a good dribbler, and he's just waiting in the box for you to put the ball there, he puts it in the back of the net, then people will say, yeah, we got ourselves on number 9. But he has all those things. He can operate as a stereotypical number 9, but he can't. He always goes for the ball if the ball doesn't come to him, and that's a plus for the team. But except if we have the likes of somebody like Lukaku or maybe Victor Osimhen, before people agrees we have a number 9. We already have a number 9 in Jackson, who has everything to his game. If you're making the argument we need one more number 9, that when we get to AFCON, the next AFCON and next edition of African Cup of Nations comes around and he leaves for that competition, then we have another player capable of playing. Then your argument makes sense. But if you're saying we need a number 9, what do we have now? Number 18 or number 10? But I don't really think we need another number 9. We just be hopeful. And the manager, as again, we've heard that the manager would want to sign one more number 9. And he's also telling you he wants a number 9 capable of playing across all attacking area, not just in the central area, if that makes sense. Now, that's not saying he rejects your stereotypical number 9, but you have to have more to your game than just put the ball in the back of the net. Here's the thing. Hopefully, Broya comes good. Hopefully, the injury, the injury hasn't ruined anything for him as it does for a lot of people. Awful performance like Maguire. Let's see. is that Bula? I can't see that. Or Bota Emmanuel. Nice one. I appreciate you joining. Nottingham Forest are in talks to sign Ibrahima Sangare from PSV. He's a player I liked before, but it doesn't look like he fits. You can say the talent we're looking for right now. Coach, have you ever been booed off the pitch? I really wouldn't be surprised if you have. Considering your tappings in stats. Wow. I really do hate you, and I hate you even more now. We really need to get rid of Cucurella, I think, because his performances are getting his fans his fans to rile Chilwell. This is harming Chilwell unfairly. Wow. Okay. I guess that no game time for Santos. How disappointed I am if that was the case. I think they can still do with both, but let's see what happens. Because I think these owners, they don't just give you a player for the sake of giving you a player. They have certain agreement saying that player must get game time, and you put pen to paper. Otherwise, they can call this short. In my opinion, they are doing that to Cucurella to cover the deficiencies of Chilwell by helping Cucurella out of the club. A shocking behavior. Yeah, I just don't want to go to the extent of saying something similar. Talks between Bayern and Chelsea over Trevor Chalobah have stalled. Chelsea want to sell the defender. Bayern's preference is a loan. I think it makes sense. We don't want a loan because they're not guaranteed. There's no guarantee he gets game time if he leaves on loan. They're gonna play with him if they have a player they feel like is better. Like the video, people. 75 likes, 25 more to get it to 100. Appreciate you all. Let's see anybody else now. Okay, unfortunately, for some of you here, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom, and then I'll try to get your subsequent contributions in the chat. I still think Mudryk and Noni will be great for us. I have never doubted whether they come good. Yeah, Noni, I've always known he's an excellent player. People can argue all they like, or this. You have every right to disagree with me. But yeah, you're all entitled to your opinion. For instance, one of our brothers here never liked him. Eugene says Noni will never become a good world-class player, or will never be good enough for Chelsea. And he thinks, in terms of Eugene, I hope he's still here, and I like him so much. But he's entitled to his opinion. He thinks if we don't sign the likes of Mbappe, Chomeni, and some names he names, then we're not going anywhere. We're not going to get close to Real Madrid. I don't think it works like that. So let's move on to the next item we have lined up. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Let's go. Let's start with this one. And after saying that, you can also advise people to go check out the player profile video you did on him. But Tidy says that Cole Palmer is expected to be the last first-team signing of the summer transfer window. Not yet, not anything to talk about here, and I'm not shocked at that. I think I'm actually again, we got one over the line, and I think I'm okay if we don't sign anymore. Let's see. This says reunited, and that is Cole Palmer, that is Levi Colwell, and that is Noni Madueke. But you can say our pursuit of the signing of Cole Palmer was driven, you can say, by his relationship. What's his name? Not Morgan Winsterley. What's his name, Roger, again? Joe Shields? Is that correct?
Joe Shields.
Joe Shields.
Formerly of Southampton and Man City.
Yeah, exactly. Very correct. And beyond that, he's a talent, because I heard Pochettino okayed the signing of the kid, and that's why we went for him. And here, Cole Palmer is believed to have been told he will compete for the number 10 position and also right wing. So we signed him mainly for the 10 position, in my opinion. But competition, I like it that he's going to compete. I like that. But Ty, you have anything to add? His ability to play in the 10 role. Why is he able to fulfill that 10 role? Sorry for making it easier on you.
Of course I do. Of course I do.
Good,
of course I have many things to say. Mm-hmm. Yes, Joe Shields needs to relax though. He needs to stop trying to reunite with his exes. It's not really good, is it? Yeah, he needs to relax, man. But yeah, he's a quality player. He has to play a lot of games. for people to really like him in comparison to other players. But he has played a lot of games for Man City in terms of important games. Um, one of the one of the key games that he did play in was obviously the Super Cup game, and he scored. So he's a clutch player. He has scored a lot of goals. He hasn't scored a lot of goals for them, but he does have some good enough stats for a player that, at the age that he is, and for the output that he was giving, it's impressive. So, so in terms of that, I think it's a positive. Obviously, I like you had mentioned, I did do a profile video on him to kind of highlight his attributes and his traits. You really, I don't really
It looks like we're losing Ty. Your audio connection. I think you have your connection isn't constant. It breaks up every now and then, so you might well go out and come back in. It says, let's see what else we have here. With the players we have now, I don't see us making a top six. Lots of kids in the team. Poch has a lot of work to do. What I agree is that Poch have a lot of work to do, but I think people actually, because of how people associate age with experience, in certain profession or in certain vocation, some vocations you could say that is the truth. But in football, there are young players who's played, you could say, garnered more experience than people those that are older than them, and I think we have a lot of those. Casado has played lots of games in the Premier League. Lavi has played lots of games in the Premier League. Gusto have played quite a lot in League. Or left hand side, we have Chilwell who's also played quite a lot. We have experience here. I get people's, but if you take your time to look at the team and say we don't have enough experienced players, I disagree with you. I don't know how else to say that. Roger, you want to come in? You can I chip in to this particular easy question there or easy contribution there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get it. You know, we're a very young squad. There's no doubt about it.
Mhm.
Do we have enough experience all over the field? Not really. We only have 3 players, I believe, over the age of 25. So that's a bit concerning in some respects. But
Mhm.
as Bobby would say, if you're good enough to play, age is irrelevant. So I get it, but it all depends on the not so much the age, but the natural leaders. That's what I think is of vital importance.
Yeah, if anybody says we like leaders, then I'll agree.
Yeah, this is a very youthful team. There is no getting about it. It's that simple. It's a very young team. So yes, I get the cause for concern in that regard, but you know, they're going to grow together. Listen, this team isn't built to win today, and I'm not saying that we can't win today, but it's built with the emphasis on tomorrow, shall we say?
Mhm. Yeah, but I do agree with you. Hissling, unfortunately, yeah, people associate age with experience, and that's not really the issue. We have leadership, like Roger have mentioned. Even if I'm doing the tapping now on one side,
Never.
we have experience. Honestly, we do have experience. What we lack really is leadership in some certain areas. You can argue that the fact that we lack leadership in some areas is the reason why Thiago Silva done again. Even if you give him the captain's armband, he gives it to Enzo Fernandez, which means we're not nurturing the next set of leaders, the young talents that will lead the team. And Enzo deserves. If he can grow into it, I think he will go along with it, given the way he operates himself. Is more like the orchestra we have in the team. But let's see what happens. Good comment there. It makes us a think and talk. Coach, I do appreciate your ability to use both feet. Though, especially when you are running in the opposite direction. Just go away. But it's all love, brother. Coachila, you're stalling on the leaving party stream of Lukaku finally signing for Roma. Also, he has his wage cut when he returns from loan. I think you missed the party. We had the party the other day. We talked about I couldn't believe how the club was able to get him to take a pay cut for the remainder of his of the duration of his contract, not just for his loan spell at Roma. That was great. And if we can, we'll talk about him in a bit. Maybe I'm going to highlight this, but I'll be happy if we can avoid name calling. Bobby did exceptionally well speaking about him the other day. Even though he doesn't like him as a player, he was able to refrain from name calling him and spoke intelligently about him, saying what he doesn't like about him as an individual and how he hasn't helped again you could say his case in any way, that which has led to a lot of people disliking him as an individual. But 37 to 39 RC DJ. Let's keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. Mitchell Boy has a link to his YouTube channel here. Please and please, Mitchell is getting closer and closer and closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers, and we can help him get there as soon as possible. Go check out Mitchell Boy's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Let's make that happen. Chelsea, all the way, in my opinion, we shouldn't assign any more players. Evaluate the squad we have now in terms of quality and efficiency. Then make a decision for the next transfer. Honestly, I'd say the same. Except if they already have a player in mind that they want to sign. And here's something that I've always heard that I like. The managers in some cases just want the transfer window to close so that they can know, okay, this is what I have to work with. I'm just going to work with it. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And I think I see Errol Egbo here, or did I miss his comments? I think I saw my bro Aurora Egbo. If I missed his comments, apologies. There's too many comments to catch up with here. I hope that isn't the case, because he's somebody I respect so much, and I haven't spoken to him for a while. And it says, yeah, okay, they're having a conversation there. Running in the opposite direction can be viewed as dropping deeper for a striker, but it's concerning when the tap-in is on goal. Wow. Okay. I'm going to start coming back at you two in the chat.
Yeah.
Experience is a month of playing time. Yep. Accrued over time, and how old a player is, in my opinion. I think age has nothing to do with it. Here's something I'm going to say again. In some vocations, in some professions, in some occupations, or whatever language you prefer, you can say age is aligned with experience. But in football, there are some younger players who's garnered more experience. It depends on what you're talking about. For instance, if we're talking about Premier League experience, give it to Casado over some lots of the new signings. If we're talking about overall experience, give it to Thiago Silva. And if you look at how old he is, you can say the reason why he's played that much is because of how old he is. But there are people as old as Thiago Silva that hasn't played close to how many games he's played. So that's why I'm saying not really in football, not really. But good one there. I like that sort of you can say a contribution in the chat. It makes us think intellectually. Patrick is still waiting on Mount to mod all of us. Yeah, exactly. Let him do that. Coach, do you rate a Parma ahead of Turkey? Premier League Premier League experience. In my opinion, I'd say yes. Right now, again, I wanted Kudus was the player I wanted over the two, because he's more, you can say, physical than those other names we've mentioned. But Parma, I think, will come good. He has a lot to his game that a lot of people know. Chelsea will make top 4. This squad is capable of doing it this season. I think I'd say the same too. But let's see. Everyone go check out Keishan's YouTube channel. Keishan uploads wrestling videos, and I think you like them all. The wrestling videos he likes there. He uploads there. Even if you're not interested at this moment, just give it a shot. Believe me, I think you'd like it. And be sure to subscribe. Let's help our brother grow. Was there music played at the leaving party, Coach? That's the difference. No music. Big up, Coach. My update, our shirt sponsor. Any update on our shirt sponsor? Rumors are that we'll get an announcement soon, and it's getting closer and closer. Madueke is the type of dribbler that makes you love football. Again, I get it. People are saying he has no end product. I think he will become better, especially under Mauricio Pochettino. I did see Chelsea beating Wimbledon. Wibledom. I can't say that name.
It's Wimbledon.
And I'm not going to try now, Roger. And next up is Brighton in the third round. Yeah, that would be a tasty encounter. Arsenal have a very young squad too, but competed. Yep, but you can argue they needed more experience to do better than they did. Cannot wait to play Brighton. Yep, a testy game. Broski, I haven't seen you like in 1,000 years. I hope you're doing well. Roger, please don't call me a vampire. Coach M. Roger versus Blue, Tiffle game and JC. And the pivot, we win. Okay, we win the midfield battle, Coach. Double figures of final score. Champions League draw starts on 5 p.m. UK time, and that's what time my time. I don't quite remember.
9
Chelsea
9
has a
a.m.
young. Okay, what time?
9 a.m.
My time.
Yes, sir.
Wow, I don't think. Which was why Anki says he won't be available for the Blue Alliance show today. Chelsea has young players with tons of experience, like Enzo. Thank you for saying that. And Kunku, Desasi, Wesley Fofana. Just take off Wesley Fofana from that list at the moment. We don't need experience. A striker must recognize that the goalpost and must be able to orientate which one is his during which half. This might sound simple, but the posts are of the same color, so one can imagine the difficulty. Yeah, but it's something you get used to. It becomes second nature. I think we don't need any more players. It's now left to Poch to do his job. A football highlights show. I appreciate you. If you own a YouTube channel, just let me know. Let's see how we can help you grow. Hello, everyone. Good to be back. With Parma coming, do you think Poch will go back to 4-2-3-1? Maybe. Or Dioyo, I don't know, honestly, but nice to see you. And go check out Ty Talk's YouTube channel. He's, again, gotten to, I think, around 1,020 subscribers right now, around that number or more. But we can help him gain more,
Coach.
Sorry?
Coach.
Yeah. Was I accurate?
Okay.
Sorry?
You just proved that you're actually stuck in my channel.
Oh yeah, listen. I stalk your.
You're stuck. Yeah,
I stalk your channel. Yeah. Please go check out Tituk's video on Cole Palmer. He will help you understand how Palmer applies himself on the pitch, and I'm quite sure he'll be making a lot of YouTube shorts, maybe longer this time, 30 seconds plus this time to cover a lot at the same time. Ty, his channel is booming right now. Lots of good videos out there, short ones if you prefer. Go subscribe. Let's help him add cushion to that number. Coach, are you gonna
1,000 views as well?
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Ty, for that update. Coach, are you gonna watch the draw tonight? And which team would you like to win the Champions League? I want Thomas Tuchel to win the Champions League. You know the team now I'm talking about. I'm not too sure to do a watch along for that and on the sister channel. I think I'm releasing shots there right now, but let's see how far. Champions League is here. Yep, unfortunately, we're not part of that. It's going to be really painful. It hasn't actually, you can say, we haven't actually occurred to us that we're not playing. Too many of us will not remember that we're not playing until the draw. Tonight is Champions League. I agree with you. Why Brighton? I'm not scared. I like it. They are, you can say, a high-profile opponent right now. They're no longer mid-table team to us. Corinthians are in advanced negotiations regarding the sale of Gabriel Moscardo to Chelsea, who will become the most expensive sale in the history of Corinthians. Wow, which means we're paying a premium. Coach, I'm afraid of all Poch boys because we all will be the Sheikh. Okay, great achievement. I think we'll do well. That's all I'm going to say. Chelsea have proposed 21 million euros plus 4 million euros in add-ons with 10% of a future sell to Corinthians. They may well take it. For me, I would go with Newcastle. No, I don't think they'll get close to winning it, actually. I think this will be, because they haven't been there for a while, I think this will be, you can say, they will be reacquainting with themselves with how the competition works.
That'll be a huge shock if they win it.
It will be a huge shock for them. So it would take a while. Big up to you too, Ty. I watched, just saying hello to you. Why am I reading that? But let's say it's a testimony anyway, so we should read it. I watched the video last night. and thumbs up to you. So it makes sense that I read that. This is Jesse telling you that Ty has released a delicious video. And Temi Dio Oruwa me, my bro. You can we don't see you that often. I hope everything is all right with you. Hi, again, Chelsea Perspective diehard member. Good afternoon, members. Good afternoon to everyone, and especially you, Coachila. It's greetings to you, my brother. Nice to see you. Don't say hello to the beautiful game, Ty. The more you like him, the more he's going to be coming at you. Real Madrid, Bayern, or City. I think Bayern will win it, in my opinion. Maybe I'm just being biased because I like Thomas Tuchel. Hi to you too, Joel. I hope you're doing well. Love your content. How are you guys doing? I cannot complain. Any day above ground is a good day, and I hope you feel the same too. Let's see. To be fair, I'm not too sure. Cole Palmer, not a fan of him. I would have gone up for Mitoma instead. Here's the thing. Mitoma would have been too expensive. I don't think Brighton would have been willing to let him go. Here's the thing. I like it, and if you look back in recent years, players with the club, the Chelsea fans don't rate that much usually come good. So I'm happy. If you look back,
Nico Jackson.
Jackson also, people didn't, exactly, didn't rate him that much. Some were complaining they want a bigger name, or maybe you could say a more popular name, even without looking at his numbers. But our scouts took their time to look at him and say, we need this guy, and he's proven is again what the manager wants. I hope Celtic. Gets a better team. I would go for a Dutch team. FC Porto and Lazio. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna go to Bobby. He hasn't spoken. Bobby, we're talking about Cole Palmer now. A lot of people don't like the signing. I know you like him. I see you. You can say giving 100% to what's his name, to Fabrizio Romano's report on the signing of Cole Palmer. And again, I'm gonna repeat this. I've said this 1,000 times. There's a pattern to how the new owners operate. If they really want a player, getting the player over the line is just like this. So when I know a few of them. You can say 2 of them actually have taken much time due to the negotiation process or whatever. But every other player they've signed is like this. It doesn't take them too much time. But Bobby, you have the floor. The signing of Cole Palmer. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 150% in support of it, as I keep saying. Now, I'm going to say something that's harsh, but it's true. You know, we have a section of the fan base that think that complaining about everything constantly somehow makes them sound or look as if they know what they're talking about. Look, when are we going to just do as we say and not as, and not just complain for complaining's sake? For the past 12 months, thereabouts, Chelsea fans have been complaining, oh, Bowley's doing all the buying, oh, we don't have any sporting director, yada, yada, yada. Now we have about 3 sporting directors. Oh, our scouts aren't scouting the players. Well, our scouts are very active. We've got a new scouting team. Oh, our medical team is no good. We've got a new functional medical team. The whole backroom and ownership and directorship staff is in place and they're working. Now, Joe Shields not only worked with Cole Palmer in the youth development alongside Phil Foden, but he brought them through, as well as your Lavias of this world and so on. But we're talking about Cole Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
Who are these people? I was on a space. One guy was ranting and ranting and puffing about this deal. And I asked him, what is your credentials and your knowledge of this player that you should have such a strong objection to somebody who's an expert in identifying players, trained this player, has a track record of successfully bringing players through the youth to the senior team in football successfully? Who are you to speak out against this person who not only has that track record, has got a direct association with the player? To me, it just makes no sense. It's not even intelligent. This man was employed by the club to do exactly what he's doing now. We've shown faith in him, and added to that, this is somebody that has been rubber stamped by the manager, because we had the manager doesn't have his players brigade as well. Now the manager has all his players. Our transfer business, as far as purchases are concerned, within the first team is done. Roughly 2 days, or once the medical and everything is signed, a day before the transfer window closes. Excellent business. We've shipped out over 50 players. We have completely revamped this squad in an intelligent way, with youngsters that will grow. Because we don't have European football, this is the time to do this. Get these youngsters playing, rehearsing in the Premier League. They're good enough to hopefully get back into Europe, certainly the Champions League. And by next season, there'll be a different proposition. You know, I am for Cole Palmer, just as I am going to trust, or at least give, Joe Shields and the rest of the directorship and the scouting team, give them a chance. This is their first proper window. They had a little bit of a window in January, but they were not complete in January. This is the first proper window, and they've been extremely successful, apart from the Olise nonsense, which wasn't really their fault. They responded excellently about Caicedo, when Liverpool tried to use money and gazump that deal. They had done so much thorough homework on the player that there was no way they could do that. And when it came to money, they showed that, look, if you want to go down the money road, you can't even live with us anyway. Look, I'm not going to complain about this deal. I'm going to welcome this deal. He's a good enough player. He's shown us qualities. All these people talking about, oh, what about Caicedo? Oh, what about Omari Hutchinson? What about? Yeah, right. We've got a system. We've got a multi-club system. We choose the elite within that development squad of players in the system. When the elites get into the first team squad, the rest, if they can't continue their loan at XYZ period of time, will have a sell-on value and bring in finances to the club. Remember, next season, FFP rules change. You can only spend 70% of your revenue, inclusive of fees to agents and what have you. So we are working smart, working ahead of time, and honestly, all that's left is for the success to come with it, and every club in the land will be seeking to copy Chelsea as usual. All the wannabe Chelseas that run after our ex-managers and whatever, they all start to copy us. So look, let's chill, trust the process, if you must call it that. Trust Joe Shields, who has stepped up on the parapet and said, I identify this player. Mr. Pochettino, this is my dossier on this player. If you have any objections, say so. If you want the player, give it the green light. He gave it the green light. The ownership did what they're supposed to do. They provided the money. What is the problem? What is the problem with these guys constantly complaining? Complain about sensible things, please. But this is ridiculous. You've got to allow this club to evolve. It's like all these people who Chelsea spent £1 billion. That is, I really like what Terry Fleurs said this morning on the football terrace. That's a Man United.
Is it
fan.
Terry Fleurs or Terry Fleurs or Flowers?
Fleurs, something like that.
Maybe I've not been paying attention to the spelling of his name, but go ahead.
Something like that. He's a Man United fan, albeit they have vested interest in rejecting these sort of things because they spend a lot of money. They get fleeced more than anybody else in the transfer market, to be honest. But he said, look, this is a cheap shot. This talk of money is a cheap shot. You're not considering Chelsea's objectives. You're not looking at the bigger picture. You're not looking at the money they recuperated. You're not looking at the fact that they have totally revamped the squad with an entire new project, an entire new set of players. But all you want to talk about, just like was it Nizar Kinsella in his post-match report for the Evening Standard yesterday after AFC Wimbledon. Oh, Chelsea, with all their money, they should have done this. No, they shouldn't. I watched that game, at least the highlights. I think they did very well. These are new players, young players rehearsing for the first time on the semi-big stage.
Yeah, 7 changes in total.
Exactly. You've got to give this team time. They're not Man City yet. They're not Liverpool. They're not Arsenal that have had donkey years with the same manager to be playing the same system with the same players. They've just started. They're all strangers. Some of them have just got here. Ugochukwu, I thought, had an excellent game. Yeah, towards the end, he made one little bit of mistake. But crikey, the guy's 19 years old. This is the time to play him. Desassi had an excellent game. I don't think he put a foot wrong. And he saved us a couple of times from goal shots. I have to admit, Robert Sanchez had a brilliant game. He came out, collected the ball, took pressure off the team. Enzo, when he came on, he scored the goal. Even those goals that they missed, at least they hit the target. And, Gallagher, could he have done better on his chance? Perhaps a little bit of more energy behind the shot. But it was right at the end. He was tired. I thought he was excellent. And please, honestly, unless you want to drop 80 to 100 mil on the table, Gallagher ain't going nowhere. Poch likes him. Any Chelsea fan who understands football properly will like him. He is so dedicated to this club. You hear what he said in the post-match. He was so proud to wear the band. He didn't even know he'd have the captain's armband until he got into the changing room.
Yeah.
And, he just wants to do better for himself and for the club. To me, all day long, that is a player I want in my dressing room. Please get off.
And I'm really happy the club were willing to give him the chance, because we see his commitment to the club.
That was a signal,
Hey,
actually,
Bobby.
to tell people that guy isn't for sale, really. Unless you're going to come with stupid money, Conor Gallagher is going nowhere. That's why.
And even at that, as long as he wants to stay, I think the club will keep him.
Absolutely.
He's
Give him a
improving,
good
and I
contract.
like that.
But Bobby,
Cole
I
Palmer,
want.
welcome to Chelsea Football Club, mate. He's
Hear, hear.
not that young, 21 years old. He's shown his bits with Man City. I pray he performs up to standard with Chelsea. I really do. If he does, the next thing you'll find is fans singing his names on the stands. And I hope that happens for the lad. He's made
I like him.
his
I
career.
think I'll say the same thing I said when we signed Jackson. He's that sort of player, you could say under the radar signing, but not too under the radar, really, because people have seen a little about him. Some people are not really convinced, but still, I think he'll prove them wrong. Go ahead, Roger, so we can move on. We don't have too much time.
I just want to quickly just conclude. I've stuck my neck out for the kid. I'm all for the kid. But if I'm wrong, fine. I'll hold my hands up and I was wrong. But the basis of my doing this, I think, is the right thing. Support what has been chosen by the people we've employed to choose these players. I'll drop.
Yeah, Bobby, hello, sir. I totally agree with shockingly everything you've basically said.
Yeah,
I've
that's
actually
new.
Shocking, huh? I've seen the entire game, Bobby, and I'll be honest with you, I totally agree. Listen, I've watched Palmer, as I said before, in every under 21 or under 19 games he's ever played for England. He's a quality player. The one thing I do want to mention that no one's mentioned yet about the game was it's shocking, and Bobby and I talked on Twitter about it, was the goalkeeping. Listen,
Sanchez, you and Bobby talk on Twitter
occasionally.
Coach might hire a new lawyer to sue us. He thinks we've got another contract. What's that? A double jeopardy contract.
Go ahead, Roger.
Seriously though, it's listen. First of all, I think Pochettino was complaining that the player was offside, so it shouldn't have counted. But more importantly, that Sanchez didn't go through the player to hit the ball first or punch the ball first. He punched the ball, then collided with the player. Technically,
100%.
that's not a penalty.
Yeah,
so
getting to the player was accidental. He's already in. That's a tapping, but I'm onside. Go ahead.
God, never in a million years, coach. That's seriously. He didn't go through the player first, then make contact with the ball. He made contact with the ball, then went through the player, so to speak, or shall we say, contacted the player. It's that simple. It's the complete opposite of Onana's penalty, which wasn't given. It's the quintessential definition. It's diametrically the opposite. It's shocking. When we have VAR, it screws us. You know, it don't come up with it. And when we don't have VAR, that we should be, shall we say, it should come to our defense. It doesn't. You know, I'm seeing a trend here of the last few years, and with the exception of the West Ham game last season, we have been the unfortunate recipients of VAR. We either for the lack of it or with the presence of it.
Roger, they didn't give us a penalty for a blatant penalty at their ground. Remember?
Which one?
Handball against West Ham.
Yeah.
They're always against us. And this time, if the VAR isn't there, the officials then turn against us, as they did yesterday.
It was shocking. That's what I have to. So, honestly, I thought Sanchez did well. I thought his distribution was excellent, by the way, too.
All right, let me catch up. We don't have too much now. Let me catch up with what we have in the chat here, so we can move on to the next items we have lined up. Maybe I'll breeze through anything transfer again, so we get to the match review, and we can't talk about every player right now. I'm running late. And this is Coach is always trying to attack my back line, but I am not worried because he's actually a Havertz region. I may have to repaint the woodwork when it's finished though. Just go. Well, I've told it that 10 times now today. Mudryk will come good. Just need a bit of composure. No, consistent game time in my opinion, but I get it. What do you Dean by Bowen, Mice Claire or Palmer? Okay, I don't know why. Some updates to tell you, Coach. You can go ahead, shoot for it. Let's see. The fines are right because Kudus was 45 million. Yeah, but he's 45 million too. Maybe Kudus didn't fit the manager's approach. I would have loved us to sign Kudus too. By the way, Tottenham in talks to sign Gallagher. Not in talks. Not in talks. They want him, but I'm not sure we're selling him. What I have heard that he is a very good striker of the ball. Beyond that, he has more to his game. Al Farouk, nice to see you, brother. I appreciate you. Since our club is not in the Champions League, I will go for any of the Portuguese teams to win. Shocking, really. And your dad is not from Portugal. You have no any relations in Portugal. With my outsiders of being a Bayern Munich. For me, I went Bayern because of Tuchel. Cole Palmer is a real deal. Tammy Dyer thinks the less worried we are, the better we'll allow ourselves to breathe and let things take their free course with the club. I think I agree with you. Lukaku will wear the number 90 shirt. That's Roman. Wow, that's a low number, really. But you bought City bench player. Okay, that's your opinion, bro. At least Arteta buys City starting player. Nope. No. Jesus wasn't a starter when he signed him. Even the Ukrainian that plays for them wasn't a starter when he signed him. Nunes is having his medical in Man City. Yeah, thank you so much for that update there. And Lamine Ba says, I'm in 100% in support of Cole Palmer. Signing Cole is a star in his generation. I hope he does well. If you know you are better than Pochettino, I guess you should go meet the management. Chelsea is coming up with something new, and we can only watch while the results unfold. I think I agree with you with that one. And Henry, yeah, but what's up with this youth model? Not buying experienced players. I think we have experienced players, in my opinion. I'm going to say hello to some people I haven't said hello to here. I have doubts about Palmer, but I will back him now that he's here. I hope he's a success. It's as simple as that. That's what makes you a real Chelsea fan. Yep. Okay, just having a conversation there. I'm going to go to the very bottom of part. Unfortunately, the Prince is here. Big up to you, the Prince, and you, brother, the Chelsea way, 1234. To all of you that I haven't said hello to you too. Hanif Al Farouki, I think I've said hello to you. I'm going to go to the very bottom. Unfortunately, Ike, good luck. Hello to you. Then I'm just going to go here. Natalia Lokbose, nice to see you. Palmer would do so much better because he is around us, around his peers. Yep. Like the picture we looked at here, is this one here? Yep, I think that will make a whole lot of a difference for him. He's around his peers, and the pressure will be less. Wow, some intelligence contribution there. So let's move on to the next item. We should get into the match. We're hearing, according to Nizaki Sella, it could be absolute horse doo-doo. I do not know. Ian Matson continues to stall on the new contract after offer amid interest from West Ham and Burnley. A decision on his future will likely run late into Friday. We'll find out if the club senses he's not going to do that. They will run away from him. Look at the lineup. We picked a back three of Colwell during our lineup prediction exercise. Sanchez in goal, Disasi central, Humphreys to his right, and Colwell to the left. Matson left wing back, Leslie and Casado, the 2-6s, Gilchrist right wing back, Noni, one of the 2-8s, Gallagher, the other one, Bosso, number 9. So we got a few things right. Bosso started, Gallagher started, but Morella comes in for who? Who did he come in for? He came in for, I think, Casado, because Casado started on the bench. Gallagher played deep with the Gochuku, so we were right there. Kukurea, did we know he was going to start? No, we didn't know he was going to start, so we missed that one. Martin played on the right instead of on the left. The Sassy on the right, centrally Colwell, and Humphreys on the left.
We got one or two players incorrectly. Yeah. The rest, I mean, getting 8 or 9 out of 11 starters is pretty good for a league game, a league cup game.
So we did well. So let's look at the statistics overall. Then we'll come back. I think it's a game we dominated. We did. Yeah. Then again, we weren't that clinical as we should be.
Actually, to be honest with you, Coach, their keeper had a worldie of a game. He played very well.
So you're saying we could have conceded more? Did you get to watch the game?
Yeah, I've watched the whole thing.
I don't like you anymore. And did you not see we were looking for links? How we could watch the game? I watched it. I went on ESPN Plus, and all I was seeing were numbers. But go ahead, Bobby.
I watched it as well. The extended highlights.
No, I've seen the actual entire game on the 5th app.
Yeah, that goalkeeper.
Oh, it's on the 5th stand app right now, but that was after the game.
Yes, yeah.
It wasn't televised live.
No, incorrect.
Okay, go ahead, Bobby. You were saying something. Sorry.
No, that's it. I haven't watched the whole game, 90 minutes or plus, but I watched enough. The extended highlights is fairly good enough to get a good idea of what happened. And Roger's right. Their goalkeeper pulled off a load of saves, including saves from Gallagher. His shot was heading for the goal. Madueke's shot was heading for goal. I think Madueke took an interesting penalty, by the way. I wouldn't say it was one of the best I've seen, but at least he showed some guile. And
was confident too.
Yeah, it was. So, if next time there's a choice between him and Enzo for penalties, I think he has to take that. Look, these kids are building up. They're building up to something. The play is excellent. Martin should stay. The kid needs to sign that new contract. But if he doesn't, well, or if he wants to be silly, well, we've advertised him. Maybe
I hope he stays, Bobby.
I hope he stays. He belongs in this project. He really does.
Yes, he does.
All right, let's look at the numbers here, which was what I watched all through. I didn't watch live match. I will never forget that commercial when I was still in Jersey when I saw that commercial. Somebody say, "What are you watching?" Say, "I'm watching numbers here," something to that effect. And then somebody suggested he joins, I don't know, you can say an online-based TV to watch the games. But that's, by the way, this year, let's look at the statistics: 84 to 16%. Expected XG is 3.18. They had up to 1.20 XG. So they could have scored more actually. Total shots, we had 23. They had 10. I think we allowed too many shots to my liking. Probably because lots of changes, especially in the midfield area. Big chances 5-1. Big chances missed. We missed a 3. Enzo can actually take a good shot from outside the box. He took a few, and they were all on target, in my opinion. And the goalkeeper made excellent saves to stop some of them going into the net. Accurate of passes is 778, 91%. Wow. And this guy sits at 49% pass accuracy. Offside, nothing more there to look at. Anything else here? Player. Let's look at Noni Madueke because we don't have too much time. Let's start with Noni Madueke. He won the man of the match. Excellent performance from him overall, from what
he
I've
was
seen.
a standout player, Coach.
Yeah. According to those that watched the game, how they were able to watch it, I don't know. But Roger, you said after the game, right? Minutes played. He played 81 minutes. Goals 1. He drew the penalty. He took it and he put it away excellently. Showed how confident he was taking that penalty. Total shots 6 in total. Accurate of passes of 47 out of 55, 85%. That's not bad. Chances created 1. Penalties 1-1. Expected goals 1.36. That's a high. Let's go down. Attack shot accuracy 2 out of 5, 40%. He needs to do even better. Big chances missed 1. Blocked shots 1. Okay. Total touches 78. Successful dribbles 6 out of 8, 75%. That's excellent in my opinion.
Yeah.
Passes into the final third 9. Even though he leaves there, so that's good. Accurate long balls 2 out of 4. Not bad. 50%. Recoveries 3, so he contributed defensively maybe, or you can say ground duels 1, 9 out of 11, 82%. Was fouled 3 times. It's an excellent performance from him. Anybody want to speak about him? You go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I understand the opposition isn't exactly Bayern Munich or Man City, etc., but he played well, and this is his pre-season. Don't forget, for all intents and purposes, he's hardly played at all. He's got very few minutes this season, and
he didn't play that much. Yeah, late, plus had injuries too.
Exactly.
Had
so
an injury too. Yeah,
he's trying to get up to speed. And listen, I think, like when we talk about Mudryk and we talk about Madueke, I think Madueke is quite far ahead of him. He's not the finished article. He's somewhat raw, but you can tell, you can see the talent there. And plus, he's not so dependent on his left peg. He's ambidextrous in that regard. And listen, he takes on players very positively and crosses the ball. I think he's got a bright future. He looks good.
Yeah, saying this bro saying some Chelsea fans are streaming the game. When I saw it on Facebook, I think it was being streamed vertically, and even at vertical, it was still offside, and you have to bend your head like this to watch it the normal way. And if you try to put your phone like on landscape mode, then it switches the other way. Let's see what the Bluetooth game said here. Coach, you continued attacks on Roger. It's making your continued attacks on Roger. It's making the comment section start to like him. Is that really what you want?
Ouch.
Okay. Gallagher was very good. I agree with you. Energetic, and honestly, it changed my mind yesterday about him. Good to see you. He was everywhere and keep on running. I think that's a leader in him. But it would take time before he matures to that. But right now,
he had a very solid game. Coach.
Yeah, the improvement I'm seeing is excellent. I think he should not be sold. I don't think the club wants to sell him. Roger, you better treat Coach right before he changes his okay. Let's see, Coach, can you complete the following 2 sentences with the phrase it's only 4 games to decisive? Yeah, it's only 4 games. Gallagher, he's been good, and the reason he's been good because his commitment, he's willing to learn. He's not you can say he doesn't have that attitude that he's arrived, he's won this, won that, and feels like he should be starting every game. In my opinion, I think he's accepted he has a lot to learn, and from the things he said means he's open to learning, and that will lead him to greater heights, in my opinion. But that's, by the way, we'll move on there. And Vic says Gallagher deserves some praise for stepping up, but he's not indispensable. I haven't said that. I'm sure anybody hasn't said. Nobody has said that here. Great team player, but like Chile, nothing extraordinary. I like him, but at least he's getting better. I'd rather him than Chile, really. Coach, please, I want to ask you, what do you think Chelsea could do in order to be scoring goals? It seems we always find it so difficult to score goals. Just create more chances. If we miss too many chances, if we double the number of chances, we'll create chances, we'll score more. I'm just going to leave it at that. And I think we don't have that problem that much during preseason, and how many goals we scored so far. The signs are good. Hi there, Jeff the Sequel. I appreciate you joining. I just seen news about Chelsea almost deal with Corinthians for young midfielder. Yep, not with the intent of bringing him now. We're planning for the future. Vic, exactly, they are given their all game again. Both are proper Charles and overhated. Maybe breaking news: Marco Correa to Manchester United currently complicated after his appearance last night. David Austin is now he's now cup tied. Maybe Chelsea knew exactly what they were doing. Maybe they never wanted to sell him because it's a loan deal that would never have made any sort of sense.
I was surprised he started, coach. I was surprised he was actually even in the squad.
So probably the manager wants to keep him, or manager wants to take a look at him again, and he did well. 8.1 rating. Beyond that, from what I've seen, how many crosses he had into the box, I will start him in this advanced role than Ben Chilwell. I get it, Ben Chilwell carries goal threat and all that, but believe me, I think I'll get more. I would prefer Cucurella. His numbers in terms of how many times he puts the ball inside the box, he can improve in terms of scoring goals. I believe that. Man United had submitted a proposal to sign Cucurella, but after he played for Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, they are not actively exploring a move. They're now actively exploring a move for Sergio Reguilon. Didn't he play for Tottenham at one point? Chelsea asking for 7 million. Why? Man United only 2 million. So it doesn't look like we're so much interested in letting him go, really. We are in a desperate need of a creative player. I think would be good, honestly. Yeah, I read that too. That was simplest of all topics. Just go away. So you set a trap for me, and you think I didn't know? So let's look at some players that, again, a lot of people won't say much about him. Let's see how well Ugochukwu did. He played 90 minutes, total shots 1, accurate passes 66 out of 67. So I need, which is 66 out of 71, 93% pass completion rate. I want to see the game, the whole 90 game, to see maybe the passes in total. The passes are comprised of mainly, you could say, a safer option passes like going sideways and backwards, but he doesn't look like that sort of player. Chances created 1. Let's go. Attack, block shots 1. Touches 77. Passes into the final third 4. Accurate long ball 6.
He was also quite offensive. He came at one time. He even went to the wings, was crossing the ball. He's an interesting player. I would love to see more of him.
I think the manager, you can say that tells all. Go ahead. Let me let you drop. Sorry about that.
I was just saying, physical, good aerially. He snuffed out some of Wimbledon's aerial threat. And this was only the bits I saw from the extended highlights. He did make one mistake towards the end. I think he passed the ball back and he chased the player. And that was where I think either Disasi or was it Sanchez himself came out and sort of stopped the goal-bound move. But apart from that, he was okay. And at 19, you will make a mistake in a new team for the first time, regardless of who you play. And this is where you make the mistakes against AFC Wimbledon in a cup game where you're really meant to win. So I'm all for this kid. I would like him to stay. I know it'll be hard when Lavia is fit, but he offers something that none of our midfielders offer, and that is his height and extra physicality. When Caicedo came on, you can see why we chased him. Composed, very, very good at the back, in the middle there, distributing balls, winning balls. But that aerial stuff, Ugo really has that. Ugo, is that well? You know who I mean.
Yeah,
he really has that in his locker.
And here's the thing: he's a prime example of young players having experience. He's not the oldest. He's just 19, but at 19, he helped Rennes. He helped Rennes achieve Champions League football and finish 4th. I think they finished 4th in League R, which means they're playing Champions League football. And
honestly, you can see why
the manager didn't decide to keep him by mistake. They took their time to look at how experienced he is, how much games he's played, and how good he is, and decided to keep him over Santos.
That guy has so much potential. Honestly, a lot of our midfielders, apart from Caicedo, maybe even Lavia, should be a little bit worried about him because that guy, and they're the same age. You know, he might find himself for this guy either playing with him in the six or playing further forward, because that guy has a lot of he can offer, and he will only get better. I like him. I would like us to play more of him.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Yeah, thank you so much for having a go at me in the chat. Let's see. I was frustrated last night because I could not see the match. A lot of us are searching so many links, but I think it's available on the fifth stand right now. We are in desperate need of a creative player, and I honestly hope that our new signings will be helpful solution. I think they will. I'm not too concerned. Man United, yeah, I think we've read that. Albert, thank you for that update. Lately, Leslie looks he can become a great player. I think there's a good player in him, and he did well. Again, Grand Dues 1-2 out of 4, 50%, not bad at all. Let's look at Gallagher. I want to look at him. Let's look at him. Let's just look at the numbers and call it a day. I think I'm late. My boy should be up getting ready right now. And if I don't, he's gonna stay, just keep lying there like he doesn't know he has to go to today.
Really?
Yeah, minutes played 90 minutes, a total shots, 4 shots in total. Accurate passes 91 out of 95. And one thing I've observed from Gallagher, he doesn't opt for safer option. He kind of tries to progress the ball, even though there's a risk there, because I'm still a bit concerned about his ability to do well in tight spaces. But once he has space, I think he does well. I think he can only improve, honestly.
He has improved, coach.
Yeah.
Markedly so.
Yeah. Attack, shot accuracy 2 out of 3, 67%. That's excellent. Big chances missed 1, block shots 1, total touches 118. Second, again, successful dribbles 5 out of 5. That's 100%. You don't get that from Raheem Sterling as good as he's been, honestly. Defense, tackles 1, 2 out of 3. That's excellent. Recoveries are 5 in total. Ground rules 1, 10 out of 11. Wow. 91%. Aerial duels 1 out of 2, 50%. Was fouled twice, fouls committed 1. Honestly, I have to be honest, I give him kudos. And I've always said there's a good player in him. And if any manager will help him become even better, it's Mauricio Pochettino. Roger, I know you have something to do to say. I'm just going to let you go ahead.
Listen, it's early days, okay?
But
it's
even at that.
Yeah. So I don't want to put the cart before the horse, as they say, but I'm only basing it on what we've seen thus far this year. He looks like a very different player. The way he receives the ball with both feet, the way he turns with the ball.
Sorry to interrupt you, Roger, but you know, he's a young player as well. He needs to be allowed to develop. Exactly. And this is the first time, you know, last season he wasn't allowed to develop. People talk about Gallagher as if they are talking about some 27, 28-year-old seasoned midfielder. He's a kid. He barely just got back from loan. He needs to be allowed to develop. And I'm so happy that Poch is giving him that attention he needs. And we should be encouraging him, not trying to throw him away. You know, we always complain, oh, how many players are coming through? Well, this is one player coming through. Allow him to come through. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, not at all, Bobby. Listen, what we said a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, whenever, that there's going to be a few surprises. Some players that are going to disappoint us. Some players that will exceed our expectations. And I knew he would improve, but I didn't think he'd improve to this extent. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, it's really noticeable. I cannot emphasize this enough. He looks like a completely different player compared to last year. And I know last year it's unfair to grade players on individual basis because of how lackluster, shall we say, the season was. So I'm happy for him. And listen, and when you saw and listened to his interview about how he saw that he was going to be the captain, I mean, that kind of gives you goosebumps. That's a cool thing to do.
His face lit up.
Yeah,
when he started talking about that. That shows that it really does mean a lot to him.
This is what dreams are made of, you know.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
All right, I'm going to catch up with what we have in the chat. I don't think we have any more players to look at their numbers there. We're just going to, you can say, catch up with two things here. AD busy behind the scenes, even when he's not here with us. He's doing a lot to help us. Raheem Sterling respects Gareth Southgate's decision and is going to continue to focus on playing well for Chelsea. I like that. I think that will ginger him even more for lack of a better language. That will make him play even better to get a chance to get back to the England game again. Gareth Southgate on Raheem Sterling's England exclusion. It's a difficult call. Raheem isn't particularly happy about it, and I understand that. I am convinced that he's going to have an excellent season and maybe then get a chance. I think such things happen. He just picked up form. He wasn't in great form. For me, if I was the manager too, I'd drop him. Maybe that would push him to do even more. Let's see what else we have here. We'll catch up on Call of the Day. Chuku was good. I agree with you. I swear the FA stopped televising our games just so no one can see the officials' attempts at trying to dump us out of the competition. Possibly, still cannot score goals after 1 billion. If you're going to do that, at least deduct how much we made from player sales. Ironic, but more importantly, Rain. Always nice to see you, Rain. Ironic, you say Gallagher is just a kid. He's one of our most senior players, given his age. Yeah, I agree with you. Kikumba and Gallagher should stay. Okay. Kukurea, I knew that. There's not much improvement attacking wise. We look scrappy. Yesterday's game, after 7 changes, I'm not going to complain too much. He has more composure and has improved technically. His composure was one of the first thing I sensed during preseason. He's not so much in a hurry to make decisions. He takes his time, but that time he takes his decision he makes in a split second like this. There's not much. But more importantly, Panda, nice to see you. Appreciate you joining. We might need Kukurea in case of Chile's injury. I'd rather Kukurea than Chilwell. Bobby, great point about Gallagher's age and development. We either trust him like the other youngsters or we don't. It's as simple as that. I am concerned about Matson, to be honest. He might leave, but let's see what happens. There's still time. Keep Gallagher. I think he stays. There's no question whether he stays or not. Bobby is right. We have the best academy, but main team should not be treated as academy development bench. Wimbledon is easy, but not against more serious opponents. They will keep Gallagher. I think we know that. The beautiful game, the beautiful they should stay. Let's see what else we have here. Southgate called up Maguire and Phillips. That's where it doesn't make sense. It's a waffler for Living Sterling. You could argue that, but in the attacking area, I think he's more blessed with players in the attacking area than in the defensive area. Better for Chelsea. And at one point, he did the same with Sterling. At one point, there was a time Sterling was put, you say, having stinkers during games, and he still called him up. So right now, it's Maguire's turn. Palmer can play on both sides. Yep, and even essentially, he can be a regular starter ahead of Modric. If he does better than Modric, I don't mind. I think with that, people, we've come to the natural end of the show. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you to my bro, Roger. I've already added your information. I think I've added Ties and Bobby and then Tobejos. I don't have Kishans, but I appreciate you all. More importantly, to those in the chat, Panda, appreciate you. Rain, thank you so much. Likeness is greatness. And Vic, I appreciate you. Metaface Doom, I appreciate you joining Metaface. Much love to you. And the beautiful game, even though I don't like you. And my bro, JC, much love to you. And who else is there? Alpha Rookie, I appreciate you. All of you in the chat. If I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all and bye.
Good night.
Goodbye, people.